What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Well, before yesterday, if you were to ask a lot of people, my generation and older, especially older, what comes to mind if you bring up the city of Lewiston, Maine, many sports fans would tell you that that was the location of the second Muhammad Ali Sonny Liston fight. The first fight, he was still widely known as Cassius Clay. That's the only thing I would have ever said about Lewiston, Maine. But now, unfortunately, Lewiston, Maine is known for something far more sinister. Far more sinister. One of the worst mass shootings in U.S. history occurred in a very improbable area of this country. Most of us think these things will happen in a bigger city, Las Vegas, Orlando, maybe in the heartland of this country. That's where we tend to think these things happen. New York. But Lewiston, Maine, it just proves that you're not safe anywhere in this country. There is no safe haven from gun violence. There is no safety room when it comes to you and your family. So yesterday at 6:56 p.m., police first got a call about a shooting at the Spare Time Recreation Bowling Alley. According to Maine State Police Colonel William Ross at a news conference. At 7:08 p.m., people reported an active shooter at Shemingi's Bar and Grill. Both businesses are in Lewiston, a city of about 38,000 residents, about 35 miles north of Portland and about 33 miles southwest of Augusta. 7 people at the bowling alley lost their lives, including 1 female and 6 males. At the bar, 8 people, all males, were eliminated. Over a dozen people were rushed to nearby hospitals, where 3, unfortunately, lost their lives. As of Thursday morning, 8 fatal victims have been identified. A warrant is out for the shooter, who has been identified as 40-year-old Robert Card. As of this morning, the number of people who had lost their lives was 16, but now the governor of Maine, has updated this tally as 18 that have lost their lives and approximately 50 people that have been wounded. So it's a possibility that number might increase of fatalities. They still have not caught this man. Only thing that I've read was that he is a sergeant first class, or was a sergeant first class in the Army Reserve. According to the military, he enlisted in December 2002 and had no combat deployments. His military specialty is petroleum supply. He received several awards, including a Humanitarian Service Medal, which seems incomprehensible at this time. A state police bulletin which circulated yesterday said Card had been trained as a firearms instructor at a U.S. Army Reserve training facility in Maine and had been committed to a mental health facility for 2 weeks this summer. The bulletin did not provide specific details about his treatment or condition. 2 surveillance photos accompanied a Facebook post by local law enforcement and showed how police believe to be Card walking into a bowling alley with a rifle raised to his shoulder. I already can see how this is going to be played up. From the right, I can see two things that are going to be done. You're going to hear a lot of, you're going to see a lot of crocodile tears. You're going to hear a lot of sorrowful words they really don't mean. You're going to hear a lot of, this is a tragedy, and blah, 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 and we need to do this, we need to do something about these types of things in the country, but, the precious Second Amendment right can never be compromised in any way, shape, or form. You're going to hear something like that. Guns don't take people's lives away. People do that. We need more guys, good guys with guns, and that will stop the bad guy. All this stupid shit. And that's mainly because of two reasons on the right. Number one, most of their base are almost, I'm trying to use the right word, most of their base, or plurality of their base at least, is almost psychotically and behind that Second Amendment right. I mean, if you do anything to try to deny their access to weapons, you're going to pay for it, all right? You're going to pay for it politically. You're going to be called anti-American. You're going to be called, a dictator. They people on the right love to make this about the government's trying to take our guns away from us. We need to form a militia against the government. All that type of stuff, man. Hell, the Clinton assault ban, in my opinion, even though that's one of the few things I thought that was effective, because we did see a major dip in mass shootings when that assault weapons ban was in place, and when it expired under Bush, we saw another rise in these mass shootings to the point where there have been 36 mass shootings just this year. Second only to 2019 in history. And we still got quite a few ways to go. But it's that, and then also, you got to understand the influence of an organization like the NRA. Campaign donations. Candidates that are funded, whose campaigns are largely funded by NRA. The influence via lobbyists of the Republican Party. They know that. They're not going to, anytime soon, come out in favor of gun control. Republicans aren't going to do that. This is the one area where I tend to side with the Democrats to a certain extent. We need something. We need more comprehensive gun control. It shouldn't be this hard to keep guns out of the hands of nuts like this. Because stop thinking this ain't going to happen to you. Because it's getting closer and closer. One point in time, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we'd be like, wow, man, I can't believe all those people got killed in shit kicker, Nebraska. Or who gives a fuck, Kansas, Man, that's fucked up. I feel sorry for those people. And then you go on about your day. But now what's happening in your state, or it happened 40 miles from where you live, or it happened, oh, damn, in the same city I live in. Good thing I wasn't there at the time. Oh, wow. Man, I used to live there. Oh, my God, man. Is my friend all right? My best friend lives over there. It's getting closer and closer, man. And like I said, man, I'm not advocating that people not have access to weapons, man, but we got to get weapons out of the hands of people who don't need to be anywhere near a weapon. It should not be this hard. I'm not saying There's going to be fail-proof. There's always going to be violence in this country. There's always going to be people who slip through the cracks. I get all of that. But man, if we just had some system in play, effective system to try to keep guns out of the hands of psychotic monsters like this. Instead of having politicians who keep posturing, to make the other side look bad. How about you do something for us, the people who fucking put you there? But I guess that's too much to ask today, because we sure enough don't ask these motherfucking politicians for shit. And then again, we shouldn't have to just rely on them. What's wrong with us, man? What's wrong with us as a people, man? We are sick. We are sick. This society is sick and disgusting. You know what's really bad? If this was 25 years ago, this would have been all over the news. And when I say all over the news, I mean all over the news. I mean, this would have been incomprehensible to even fathom that something like this could happen. But because we have been, honestly, we have been desensitized by the constant bombardment of these mass shootings, that we feel, but we've kind of gotten numb to this shit. And that's a sign of a sick society. When you start becoming passive, or honestly, I think a lot of people really don't even care that much. It just happened. Well, it wasn't me. And that's the downfall. That's when you know that once great society is decaying and then its death throes, or damn near. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it, man. Yeah, politically, you might pay a price. I was alluding to this earlier. The Democrats really took a big chunk forever out of their support when Bill Clinton passed that assault weapon ban. It was the right thing to do, though, because countless lives were saved because guns were kept out of the hands of sociopathic fucking monsters who don't need to have those damn types of weapons. But Bill Clinton is the last Democrat to carry West Virginia. Bill Clinton is the last Democrat to carry Kentucky. Bill Clinton is the last Democrat to carry Tennessee. He's the last Democrat to carry Missouri. You want to know why that is? Partially because many white Americans and many conservative Americans. I just use white because black people just traditionally have voted Democratic. Many white Americans do not like the idea of someone telling them when and where they can do something, especially when it comes to guns and Second Amendment. And that was the final straw with a lot of white Americans. And Clinton eked by in Tennessee and Kentucky, and he won pretty big in West Virginia and Missouri. But a lot of it had to do with the fact that he was a fellow Southerner. And the Republican candidate wasn't exactly the best fit. And other factors. But starting with Gore, yeah, that had something to do with it. And Republicans know that, so they're not going to really budge on this shit, man. So it's like, I really just make this video to put that out there. Rest in peace to the 18 to 20 victims. Whatever the true number is, rest in peace to those people that lost their lives needlessly in a situation where you're out there, trying to have fun with your spouse or whatever, and you lose your life in this manner. This is why a lot of people don't want to go out anymore. This is why a lot of people are apprehensive about doing anything, because you worry about sick, stupid fucks like that doing what he did. And I'm going to tell you another thing, too. Honestly, I'm going to go out here and say this. I got to be careful how I say this. I'm going to be really annoyed
if they capture this dude and he's sitting down somewhere eating, I don't want to see him eating Burger King. I don't want to see him eating McDonald's. I don't want to see him eating, period. You understand what I'm saying? You feel me? He did what he did. I want to see him on a fucking slab.